Yeah, my roommate luckily like came home right in, and so like I grabbed the cat, and I think it was because we had like a cat door in the garage, so maybe he moved there, so we had tried to scoop it out.
Damn, that must have been kind of freaky. Was it big?
It was like a garden snake, so one like this. I think she was probably more scared because my cat like.
Oh, totally.
Poor snake was like, it was like trying to go under my fridge, and I was like, no.
Don't do that.
The snake in the house, but I can't see would be a lot scarier.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
We were talking about how it would be really cute for a mouse to pop out of that little.
It would be cute.
And I told her that it would
You would freak out. I know that. She's super afraid of mice.
We heard that you take them down to the river.
I do. They're just cute little mice. They're so cute.
They're so cute. They're so cute.
No, in fact, we have a dog that is very much the type that would know there's a mouse somewhere. And we would come home and he would immediately like go towards where that mouse trap is. And Jane would just walk into the bedroom. Like she's like, I can't be anywhere near it. I can't see it.
It just works.
She's just like, you do that, I'm over here. That's so funny. All right, let's talk Yes, I'm very afraid of those. All right, guys, what are you going to work on today? Anything? No? I'm Peret, by the way. Thanks for being here. All right, we'll just get started. Go ahead and take your blanket and unfold it once, like that, and then roll it up. Yeah, we'll roll it from that longer edge. We have something that looks like this. Yeah. Yeah, y'all got it. All right, and then you'll place it right behind you. You know where you're going to. And you put it really close to your hip, maybe an inch or two away from it, and just lie all the way down. Now, if you're tall, you might need a block for your underneath your head, so you can just bring one with you in case your head doesn't end up on the blanket. You'll need something underneath it. But however you end up, just lie on down. And I like to separate my feet a bit so that you won't like feel like you're gonna roll off to one side or the other. It just helps stabilize you. Rest your arms wherever they're comfortable. Close your eyes. Start to take some deep breaths. So, breathing all the way in through your nose. Just slowly out. Good. Now keep breathing in that same way. Deep breath in so your belly expands, and with a longer breath out. We just slow the breath down a little bit, which will slow the heart rate down, which will slow the energy in our body. Not like the energy as in being energetic, but the energy as in feeling sort of up and frenetic, or a little more grounded and connected. So we start to slow that energy so we begin to feel that we're more present in the moment. Just take a moment and look back at your day and your week. And just notice what's happened, how you feel, all of the things that come up for you. And we're going to take all of that and place it aside very consciously for now. I always like to imagine I wrapped it up in a little, box or gift bag or something really cute in my mind, and I just place it in a different time, like tonight at 6:45 or tomorrow morning. So I start to just tell myself, okay, that's just there later. Right now, you create some space in your mind. Create like an opening, like a clearing in a field. You imagine your trees or all these thoughts that tend to pop up in your mind all the time. Just create a nice little clearing. Now it's up to you what you start to populate that clearing with. A very good choice for this class would just be your breath. Right now, notice the movement, the sound, the texture, the feeling, the temperature of your breath. Any of that, all of it. Pick one. So instead of a million little trees, you start to create one big one. And that tree grows, that sense of focus in our mind. Keep it on breath. Keep it on the sound of my voice. Keep it on the feeling in your body. As the tree gets to grow deeper, bigger roots, grows much taller, much bigger. Take a few more deep breaths, please. Now, just simply point your toes. Point them as strongly as you can. Just feel that along the front of the ankles, the front of the shins, toes, feet. Just notice what it feels like. And then as you exhale, flex your feet. Flex them as strongly as you can. Try to spread your toes apart. Flex your feet or your toes as well as your feet. And just notice what that feels like. One more breath. Good, and then we'll point again. One more time. As strongly as you can. And flex. And then completely relax those feet. And then just start to circle out your wrists a few times. You can bend the elbows so the hands lift. And circle out those wrists a bit. You can reverse directions if you'd like. You can also put your thumb across your palms and capture it with your other fingers and circle that way. For me, it seems to do a deeper stretch across the back of the wrist. So if you're aching for that, it's a good way to find it. Just reach your hands straight up towards the ceiling and really reach so the shoulders lift and you round the upper back, and it'll feel like you're gonna rock a little more side to side as you do that. You're just gonna lift the shoulders up. Keep the hands lifted, but drop the shoulders down towards the ground. There you go. And then as you inhale, lift your shoulders again. And as you exhale, drop them down. Do that a couple more times. Noticing this upper back, the movement of your shoulder blades. When you lift your hands up and the shoulders lift, this is called protraction of your shoulder blades. They move apart, away from the spine. And as the shoulders drop towards the ground, and you squeeze the shoulder blades in towards one another, this is called retraction of your shoulder blades. Just a couple more times. Now the next time you drop the shoulders down towards the ground, I want you just to let the shoulders relax and stay there. And then reach your arms all the way up over your head with the palms up. Keep your arms, your elbows straight as you reach, and get the back of your hands as close to the ground as you can. Stretching out through the front of the chest. And the lats right on the side body below the armpits. Take a nice deep breath all the way in, all the way out. Good, a couple more deep breaths. Last breath in, and as you exhale, you can bring your arms back down by your side, bend your knees, and roll over to one side. So you're gonna just roll off the blanket, reach behind you with your top arm, and just move it out of the way. And you're gonna roll right back onto your back. And draw your knees into your chest, give them a little squeeze. Now up to you, there's a number of things you can do here. Hugging the knees in really tight will lift the hips and stretch the lower back. You can circle the knees around a few times. That will kind of massage the lower back right around the sacrum. You can hug the knees in and rock side to side, getting a little more into the mid-back and kidney area. Whatever feels good in your body. You can also, I sometimes like to separate the knees really wide, getting a little inner thigh stretch. You can play with what you need. But you're still in your breath, deep breath in, full breath out. You might notice it's very easy for your attention to start to wander a little. Totally normal, totally what seems to happen, but we're gonna just continue to try to bring all of our awareness to that one space. Right? Your breath, the sensation in your body, the sound of my voice, the music in the room, whatever's really present around you. Draw your right knee into your chest, extend your left leg all the way out. And you're gonna have your foot on the ground, left foot on the ground. Flex the left foot like you were standing on it, and press the heel towards the front of the room. And then draw your right knee towards the back of the room. Just finding a gentle inner thigh stretch. Take a nice deep breath into your belly and let it go. As many times as you need to. Whenever you notice a thought popping into your mind, just wrap it up, place it in the future. Take one more deep breath, and then we'll grab onto the right knee with only the right hand. And as you exhale, lower your knee down towards the right. And then as you inhale, bring your knee back up to center. And then exhale down to the right again. We're stretching the inner thigh as the knee goes down, and then we're flexing it as it moves back up. Right? Also kind of working on hip mobility. One more time. Yeah, perfect. Bring your knee back up to center. Switch hands, so now your left hand is on your right knee. Roll across your body and come right into a twist. So reach the right hand over to the right. And really reach out. Like there's something that you really want that's just out of your reach. And I want you to do the same thing with your right knee, reaching it towards the left. So you start to feel this move across your back quite a bit. Take a deep breath into your belly. It's a little harder in a twist. And slowly breathe it out. A couple more, 2 more of those breaths. Good. Now on your next inhale, roll onto the back once again. And just switch the legs out. So the right leg goes straight, the left knee comes in towards your chest. Now again, the right leg is straight, and you're flexing the right foot, pressing the right heel towards the front of the room. Same sort of feeling as if you were standing on it. And then you'll draw the left knee towards the back of the room until you feel a little inner thigh stretch. For me, it's much easier to feel on this side. It's a little tighter on this side. You might notice a discrepancy between one side and the other. Very normal. Take one more deep breath, right into your belly. And then we'll grab onto the left knee with just the left hand. And as you exhale, lower your knee down towards the left side of the room. And the knee probably won't come anywhere close to the ground, neither will your foot. Totally fine. Inhale, bring your knee back up to center. And then exhale, lower the knee down to the left again. And inhale, come back up to center. A couple more times, please. Just move with your breath. Start to create that pattern. The breath sort of leads everything. Good. Bring your knee back to center on this next one. Switch hands so the right hand is on your left knee. Draw it across your body and into a twist. Reach your left arm over to the left, making kind of like a half T shape with that arm. And then reach through that arm Really reach like there's something just out of your reach that you really, really want. And then do the same thing with your left knee, reaching it towards the right side of the room. Good. Now use your breath all the way into your belly. Deep breath. Slowly breathing out. Again, it's harder to take a deep breath in a twist, but find that deep breath. You'll get a lot of space when you do it. Good. One more breath. All right, inhale, roll onto your back once again, and then bend your feet and bend your knees and put your feet on the ground. We're gonna set up for bridge pose. So just reach your fingertips down towards the heels with your arms completely extended and reaching. I want you to walk your heels in or out so that they're just barely touching the back. The heels are just barely touching the fingertips. And if you have some like knee issues, you might want to move your feet a little further away from the fingertips, just a little, maybe an inch or two. And then start to roll your shoulder blades onto your back. So I like to roll onto one side and squeeze that other shoulder blade under and then go back and forth maybe a couple times. Until you really are resting on the shoulder blades. If you notice, your entire spine is lifted. Just the crown of your head and your tailbone are touching in those shoulder blades, of course. And then you'll press your heels into the ground, not quite lifting your hips yet, but just feeling the glutes start to engage in the hamstrings. And then start to lift your hips up and just lift up a few inches, very low, and squeeze those shoulder blades underneath your back again. Good. Now you might interlace your hands underneath your back if you want a more of a chest or shoulder stretch. You can also karate chop the ground. That also really starts to open up the shoulders and chest. But then you'll press the heels into the mat, squeeze your glutes, and lift your hips all the way up. Good. Then notice your knees. They tend to splay out. You want to keep them about hips distance apart. They don't need to come super close together. In fact, they shouldn't. But you keep them from splaying out. Then imagine you're trying to drag your heels up towards your head. Now don't let them move, but that same engagement, or that idea that you're trying to drag them up will engage your hamstrings and your glutes a little bit more. Then maybe you can lift your hips just a tiny bit higher. But we'll take about 5 deep breaths right here. So all the way in, all the way out. Good, and again. Now it's really easy when we're in these poses to shorten the breath a little bit, right? So just keep that same pace all the way in, and all the way out. We just have 2 left. Beautiful job. Last breath. Now, as you exhale on this one, start to lower your hips. Just lower them slowly all the way back down to the ground. And when they do touch the ground, I want you to feel the release in your hips and your back. You might just naturally let the knees splay in towards one another or touch. My legs like to do that, and the hips can relax a little more. And then put your hands on your belly and take a big breath right into those hands, right into your belly. Good. 2 more. That's it. Good. Now, as you're ready, roll over onto one side and coming into a fetal position. And then we'll use the top arm just to press up away from the ground and into an upright position. Now, swing your legs around behind you and just come into a tabletop right here. If you need a little extra padding underneath the knees, you can enlist your blanket for that. But we'll find our tabletop. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And as you inhale, round your spine, looking towards your belly button. And breathe into your back. And then as you exhale, drop that belly, reach your heart forward. You want to protract your shoulder blades. They squeeze, yes, beautiful. And then do that again. So as you find your cat pose, here in the inhale, your shoulder blades protract. And then as you find your cat pose, they retract. Just back and forth a few times. Okay. Now, back into a neutral spine, so kind of halfway between the two of those poses. A little bit of engagement in the core to support your lower back. And then we're gonna lift the right leg out to the side. And just move your knee in some circles. Getting into your hips a little bit. Good. You can reverse directions and the other way. Perfect. Now you can bring that leg down and bring the left leg up and out to the side and take some big circles. Reverse directions if you'd like to. Very good. All right, bring that left knee back down. Curl your toes under, walk your hands forward. Curl your toes under and lift your hips up and back down dog. Melt your heart towards your feet. Take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, start to walk your feet all the way to the front of your mat. And you'll come into a forward fold. Good. Bend your knees really deeply. You want to actually feel your belly rest on your thighs. And that's going to allow your lower back to stretch a little longer. And then I always like to kind of wiggle, make sure that the lower back is as long as possible. And then take your hands up to your opposite shoulders and just let them hang there and let your head hang. So you're using the weight of your arms and the weight of your head to traction length down the whole back. A couple of things you can do to help do that is bounce a little bit. Just bend the knees a little bit more, straighten them a little bit, and then still stay bent the whole time. Or sway your torso a little bit side to side. But what you're looking to do is get length in that lower back, mid back, maybe even upper back. Two more rounds here. On your next exhale, let your arms just drop to the ground. And then start to pull your belly button in, drop your tailbone down, and roll up through your back, one vertebra at a time. Take your time, really articulate through the back as you roll up. And the shoulders and head are the last things to come all the way up. You can take a few forward rolls if you like. Oh, very good. All right, as you inhale, lift your arms up over your head, lift your heart, and as you exhale, let's fold all the way down. Now inhale, just halfway lift. You want to use your glutes to do this, and as you exhale, fold. Good, inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, lift your heart just a little. And we'll just do the same thing again. Exhale, fold. Keep your spine as straight as you can as you do so. Your glutes, your hamstrings, they take all of the work. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. You're welcome to close your eyes if you'd like. We'll inhale, rise up, lift your heart, reach your arms up, stretch as long as you can. And this is our last one. We'll dive down again all the way. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, stretch out long, lift your heart along. And then as you exhale, bring your hands together in front of the heart and trace the midline all the way down as you go. Put all of your weight into your right foot. And we're just going to lift the left one up in front. So I sometimes like to just kind of have toe on the ground to find that balance and having like a bad balance day because they happen. And then once you feel like you've got it, start to lift. You want to bring your knee to about the same height as your hip, flex your foot. Good, and then move your hips backwards in space. It's going to enlist your glutes a little bit more. Good, then you can reach forward around the knee. There you go. Lift your heart up and retract. Pull your shoulder blades onto your back. Retract your shoulder blades, yes. Take another deep breath all the way in, all the way out. And again, you're looking up at the horizon. Just find a spot to be, a spot to fix your gaze at. And one more breath, all the way in. And as you exhale, lower your left foot back down to the mat. We'll just simply switch. So the left foot comes down, you find your balance on it. Come up onto the tip of the right toes maybe. When you're feeling like you're ready, lift your knee. You can stay right here. In fact, if balance is a little challenging for you today, you can do this with a couple of blocks underneath the toe. Good. Now move your hips back in space. You want to stick your butt out behind you. Yes, beautiful. Then reach around, grab the knee, and then draw your shoulders back and lift your heart up. A little sense or feeling of reach out from the shoulder blades. Find that spot to gaze at again. Just simply be in your breath. Flex your right foot, it will actually help. Doesn't seem like flexing the right foot will help your balance, but it engages the little muscles in your hips. 2 more breaths, everyone. Last breath in, and as you exhale, lower your right foot back down. Nice. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Grab onto the right wrist with your left hand and just give it a little tug. Lean over to the left and then send your hips to the right. Now, as you stay right in this position, I want you to just notice you have like a half moon shape. So as the hips lean, you can reach a little bit further with the hands. Good. Now, you do feel length on the right side of your body, but I want you to actually look at the left side of your body, or feel into the left side of your body. Now look. Feel into the left side of your body and see if you can get longer. Like imagine moving your ribs away from the hips a little bit further. Good. Yeah, nice. Inhale, come back to center, switch your hands, and tug your left arm up, and then lean over to the right. Let your hips sway to the left towards the windows. So most of your weight is in that left foot. The right foot is still planted. Good. Take a deep breath. Lean a little bit more. Good. Now feel into the right side of your body and see if you can find more length. Move your ribs a little further away from the hips. Send your hips towards the windows. One more deep breath all the way in and all the way out. Good. Inhale, come back up to center. And then as you exhale, fold forward all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, we'll fold. Now step your right foot back. We'll come into a lunge. So right knee comes down, so low lunge. Down. And I always find it's helpful to have a block underneath the right hand for this pose. So you can get one nearby if you decide you'd like to use it. But you have your hand on the ground or on your block. And then we're just going to lift the left arm straight up towards the ceiling, taking a nice big open twist here. Press your left foot down, lift your left toes away from the ground, and let your hips come forward a little. Take a deep breath all the way in and all the way out. What tends to happen in the right shoulder is it kind of, I don't know what the word is, but the shoulder moves up towards the ear a little. So push down into the block and move your shoulder away from your ear. Yeah, take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lower your left hand all the way down. Good. Now, as you inhale, straighten out the left leg. And you can use blocks for this, which I really like to do. And as you exhale, bend the knee. So just back and forth a few times. Inhale, straighten out the left leg. And then exhale, bend. Good. Go ahead with a few more breaths. Good. Love it. All right, the next time you straighten out the left leg, we're going to hold that. And then flex your foot and slide your heel forward so that you have your hips right above the right knee. So you don't want to have your hips back behind them or kind of in front, just right above. Good. Now you're flexing your left foot. Make sure you don't lock out your left knee. You can have hands on blocks. I would just suggest going up to the highest level, kind of all the way up onto the tips of your fingers, so you're not really in what feels like a stretch or more of a gentle stretch. And then literally pull your left hip crease backwards, let the heel slide backwards. Yes. Now keep that feeling of pulling back. Do you feel the stretch in the back of your leg increase? You want to keep that. Get nice and long through your spine, a little retraction of the shoulder blades. You're pulling them onto your back. And then start to hinge the hips. Totally different stretch in my body. Take a couple more deep breaths. Well done. One more deep breath in and out. All right. Lift up a little bit. Bend into your left knee. Put your foot on the ground so you're more in a lunge. Curl the right toes under. And we'll lift the right knee and then walk your hands with or without the blocks over to the right, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So feet are at least parallel to each other, maybe a little pigeon toe. Lean forward, so a little bit more of your weight is in the ball mound of your foot. Good, just a little bit. You want to feel the distribution go a little bit more forward in the feet, but then use the muscles in the back of your legs to drive your heels down. So you're anchoring, you're grounding yourself. And then imagine the skin right on the top of your hips lifting upward. Yeah, beautiful. Nice long spines. Take another deep breath all the way in, and then breathe it out. Good. Take your blocks with you and walk all the way to the right. Turn your right toes towards the back of the room and come into a lunge. Put your left knee down into a low lunge. And that right here. All right, block underneath the left hand if you would like. And then we'll just inhale, lift the right arm up, open all the way up into this twist. So notice the shoulders. This left shoulder sort of tends to sink towards the ear. I want you to push it into the ground and move your shoulder away from the ear so you get as much space in this left shoulder as possible. And then reach through the right fingers the same sort of way. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Okay, one more time, deep breath in. As you exhale, lower your right hand back down to the mat. Then we'll inhale and straighten out the right leg. And exhale then. Use those blocks. Perfect. Inhale, straighten out the leg. Exhale, bend a couple more times. All right, the next time you have your right leg straightened out, just hang out there. And then you're gonna flex your right foot, you drag your heel backward so that you have your hip right over the left knee. Good. And then come up a little higher on the blocks, so you wanna lift up, so you're not in a deep stretch. And then pull the right hip crease back, bringing the right heel back with it. Yes, now keep that. Get nice and long through your spine, little retraction of the shoulder blades, you're kind of drawing them on the back, and then start to hinge just your hips so your spine stays completely straight as you hinge in. Press the ball mound of your foot forward, just the one right underneath your big toe mound. One more deep breath in. All right, lift up a little higher. Bend into the right knee and come back into the lunge. Lift or curl the left toes under, lift the left knee, and then we'll walk over to the left in a wide-legged forward fold again. And again, lean forward just a little so you feel the weight distribution in your foot more towards the front. And then you have heels into the ground, lift the skin and back of your hips up. Good. Strong legs. Strong legs allows your back to be a little more free. Takes the pressure off your back. Take one more deep breath in and out. Good. And then walk towards the front of the mat. Turn your left toes towards the front. Come back into a lunge. Yeah. Step your left leg back. Come into a downward facing dog. Curl your chin to your chest, round your spine like you're doing a cat pose. Push all the way forward and straighten out in the plank. And as you exhale, lower to the mat. You can put your knees down if you like. Inhale, cobra pose. And exhale, release. 2 more, just follow your breath, please. You're more than welcome to close your eyes. Any height of cobra that your body needs is perfect. Just listen to yourself and trust, not listening. And then exhale, release. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, go ahead and walk it out a little. It's like our first prolonged down dog of the day. Start to feel into the hips, the back of the legs, and the shoulders. We have a lot of weight forward and in the arms and shoulders that we don't normally have. Now spread your fingertips apart and start to really press the ball mounds at the base of your fingers down. You guys all look really good here. Now, the upper arms that's right next to your ears, I want you to roll that part of your arm up towards the ceiling. So the upper inner arms roll up, the outer arms roll down. And then melt your heart towards your feet. Yes. Take another deep breath in and out. You got it. One more. Exhale and offer step to the front of your mat, Uttanasana, forward fold. Yeah, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, we'll fold. Inhale, rise all the way. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Lift your heart nice and long. Chair pose, hands together at heart center. Move your hips back, bend your knees, and sit down. Now as you do, it's really common for the heels to sort of come a little bit closer together. So I want you to imagine there's rubber bands around your heels and you're pushing outward into them. You'll feel your glutes engage a lot more. Yeah. And now when the glutes engage, you can sit down a little bit further. You have strong muscles in your butt. Go ahead and trust them. You sit down and then start to lift your heart up. Draw your shoulder blades onto your back and reach your arms up over your head. Yeah, beautiful. Now just imagine there's like a beach ball in between your hands. I want you to squeeze it. Hug it together. Your upper back is going to be on fire. Take 2 more breaths. That's it. 1 more breath in. And all the way out, sit down a little more. Perfect. Inhale, rise up, reach up, lift your heart up, and exhale, fold forward, all the way down. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Let's step the left leg back this time. Bring your left leg back and your left knee down to the mat. And again, use a blanket underneath the knee if you need it. So low lunge. Both hands come up on top of the right thigh. As you inhale, just move your hips back a little, and as you exhale, sink as deeply into the lunge as you can. When you inhale, hips move back just a little, and then you exhale, you sink in. A couple more times like that. Good. All right, so this next time you sink your hips into the pose, I want you to stay there. All right, trust it, nice and deep in the pose, and then press the right heel down into the ground and isometrically try to pull it backwards. You feel those inner thighs. That'll automatically lift your hips just the tiniest bit. And I want you to lift your left arm up over your head and lean over to the right. Taking a side bend down the right side, or the left side, sorry. Now again, on that right side, see if you can get a little longer, like you're trying to lift your ribs up away from the hip. Ooh. Inhale, come back to center, both arms lift high. And then you're gonna bring the arms into cactus. And we're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades together. So retracting, pull them onto your back and start to lift your heart. It's almost like the shoulder blades, they kind of come together on your back and then push forward to lift your heart up. So that back bend is supported by your upper back, your shoulder blades. Good. If the cactus doesn't support that completely for you, you can have the arms kind of in a little upside down V shape. Sometimes that works a little better in some bodies. Inhale, rise up, reach your arms up, and then exhale, we'll fold all the way down. Beautiful. Curl the left toes under and lift your left knee. And then take your blocks with you if you'd like to use them in a forward fold, and we're gonna walk over to the left. Now this time I want you to, actually we're gonna do it like this. Turn so I don't have my butt in the camera. So you're in that wide-legged forward fold, your feet are parallel, maybe a little pigeon toe. Yeah. Now in that pose, I want you to lift up halfway. Very much exactly the same thing like we do with our feet together. It's a little bit different with the feet apart, and then exhale fold. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift halfway, so you're using your glutes and your hamstrings. You keep your back as straight and neutral as possible, and exhale fold. Yeah. Then inhale, rise all the way up. Come all the way up, reach your arms up over your head. And then bring hands together in front of the heart. Pivot your heels in and your toes out. And then sit all the way down into a goddess pose. Good, and then inhale, just rise up. And sit. You can move side to side, you can do the lift and sit a couple more times. Just want to start to kind of get into the hips. Another option is to have one hand on the knee and then drop your shoulder towards the opposite knee. Whatever feels good in your body. Good. That feels good. All right. Come on back to center. Straighten out your legs just for a second. Release some tension. And then we're going to sit right back down into it. Bring your hands together. Just sit. Lift your heart. A little retraction of the shoulder blades. You want to feel like you're drawing them back just slightly. Now, lift your pubic bone up and your tailbone down. So you're going to lean back a little bit, and you'll feel your inner thighs engage more. Take another breath in, and then sit down just a little bit more. Good. Inhale, rise up. You're going to turn towards the back of the room. So you're going to turn your left toes towards the back. And then you'll bring your hands down and come back into a lunge with the left foot forward. You can put your right knee down onto your blanket or mat. Hands on top of the left thigh. As you inhale, move your hips back just a little. And then as you exhale, sink all the way down into the lunge. Good. And we'll just do that a couple of times. You're really finding that range of motion in the hip. Good. All right. So this time as you sink into it, I want you to stay there. Press your left heel down into the mat and isometrically slide it backwards. So it doesn't move, but you want to have that feeling like you're trying to. Firming up the thighs, the inner thighs, the hips. And then reach your right arm up over your head, get nice and tall through that hand, and then lean over to the left. Now this side bend is a really great place to start to find that length in the side bodies. So imagine you're trying to lift your left ribs up and away from your hip. Yeah. Inhale, come back to center, both arms reach high. And then exhale, hands come to cactus. Maybe that little upside down V shape so the fingertips point down slightly. Squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back. Push your shoulder blades forward and up into the heart and lean. Yes. Back bend is supported by your back. Good, good, good. Now everybody, move your chin down just a little and then slide your ears back. So your head moves back, but your chin doesn't lift. Take one more deep breath in and out. Well done. Inhale, lift your arms. And exhale, hands down. Beautiful. Curl the right toes under, lift your right knee, and then walk all the way to the right again. Wide-legged forward fold, one last time. Again, your feet are parallel or a little pigeon toe, whatever's comfortable. Inhale, lift halfway, use your glutes. And exhale, fold. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Glutes do all the work. Your back is nice and neutral as you lift your heart just a little. And then as you bring your hands together in front of your heart, slide your heels in, your toes out, just sit all the way down. Now again, pubic bone comes up, tailbone drops. You're gonna pull your belly button back and then sweep your arms around behind you. Interlace the hands, squeeze palms together, draw those shoulder blades back. So really strong retraction of the shoulder blades. Lift your heart. Allow the hands to move closer to the ground as your heart lifts. Trust. Lean back. Lift your heart. 2 more breaths. All right, inhale, straighten your legs, lift your arms up. And then turn towards the front of the room. So the right toes point forward. You'll come all the way down into the lunge again. Go ahead and step your right leg back. Downward facing dog. Curl your chin to your chest, round your spine, come forward to a plank pose. And lower all the way to the mat. Come to the mat in just a neutral position with your head. So either your chin or your forehead is on the ground. And then reach your arms forward. So you're going to reach them towards me. Their hands are about shoulder distance apart. Palms are flat on the mat. You can have the palms on the mat or the fingertips on the mat with the palms lifted. Either way, both work. If it's hard for you to really engage the shoulders and you tend to press the elbows into the mat instead, maybe coming up onto the fingertips will work a little better for you. All right, now in this position with your arms to overhead, I want you to reach so that your shoulders move up towards the ears. And then I want you to do the exact opposite. So pull your shoulder blades down away from your ears as your fingertips or palms slide backwards. And as you do that, you might notice you lifted your head and your chest just a little bit, create a little bit of a back bend. Now, keeping your head and chest lifted, I want you to kind of pull your shoulders up to your ears again. Good. Lift your heart just a little higher. And then draw those shoulder blades down your back once again. Lift up a little higher. So you're pushing down into your hands, arms are straight, and lifting it into your chest. Take a couple more deep breaths. And then exhale, release. Well done. Roll over on your back when you're ready. Take as much time here as you need. And then when you're ready, go ahead and roll over onto your back. Bend your knees, put your feet flat on the ground. So there's going to be a lot of right and lefts in this next one, so just listen as best you can. You keep your left foot on the ground with your knee bent, just the way it is. You're going to take the right foot and you're going to sweep it underneath your left knee. Then you're going to reach your left hand down and grab onto your right foot. Then using your left hand, I want you to pull your right foot towards the left side of the room as you lower your right knee down. The whole purpose is to keep your right knee as close to midline as possible, so that right knee doesn't splay out to the right very far. So whatever that means as possible in your body. But you're going to keep reaching or pressing the right knee towards the mat. Now, if this is enough of a stretch, you can probably feel it on the front of the right hip or maybe thigh. If this is enough of a stretch, stay right there. If you want a little bit more, draw your left knee in towards your chest. The right hand goes up to grab it. Okay, you kind of draw that left knee in towards you. Keep pressing the right knee towards the mat. And take a few deep breaths. Now again, if you want to stay right here, please do. If you want to add on a little bit more, we actually turn this into a twist. So you're still holding on to the right foot with your left hand, but you start to take that left knee, moving it towards the right side of the room so that your left hip stacks over the right hip. Yeah, you're still holding on to your right foot. Cat chasing its tail is what this pose is called. Take a couple deep breaths. So we'll come out of this the same way we came in. So if you have twisted, you'll You'll slowly roll onto your back. Then you'll put your left foot down and then release the right one. And pull it through. I like to shake it out a little bit, so maybe straighten it out, shake it out a couple times. And then we'll go into the other side. So bend your right knee, put your right foot on the ground, and then you'll sweep your left foot underneath the right knee. Reach down with your right hand and grab your left foot. All right, now with the right hand, pull your left foot towards the right side of the room as you lower your left knee down, keeping left knee as close to midline as you can. Now again, if you want to stay here, I know for me this is way deeper of a stretch on this side than the other side, so I might just stay. Just listen to your body. If you want to draw the right knee up and into the chest, you'll draw it in, grab on with the left hand. A couple breaths, even if you plan on going farther. Give it a moment. Good, now if you want to turn this into a twist, you're going to keep holding on with your right hand to that left foot. Just draw the right knee across your body, and you'll lift the right hip up, stacking it over the left, cat chasing its tail. Breathe deeply into your belly, please. All right, we'll come out of it the same way we came in. So if you are twisted, roll onto your back again, and then you'll place your right foot down, and then you'll release the left. You'll straighten it out and shake it out a little bit if you like. Happy baby pose. So draw your knees into your chest and then move your knees really wide apart. And I like to reach the hands inside the knees and just grab onto wherever is easy to grab. So it might be the ankles or shins or maybe feet. And then just start to stack your feet over your knees. So the knees stay where they are, nice and wide apart, but the feet lift up. Right? And those knees tend to be closer together than the feet. The feet tend to splay out. So do your best to draw the feet in, stack them as best as possible over the knees. We'll take a few breaths right there. No, you don't have to, but if you'd like to play with straightening out your legs, you're more than welcome to. Sometimes I like to straighten one out real lean that way. It helps massage the back a little, and then to the other side. But when you feel complete, when this feels complete, you'll release your legs, lower them down to the mat, arms by your side, Shavasana. Find that comfortable pose, Shavasana. Feet splay out to the side, hips are completely relaxed. Arms are at a nice comfortable angle that feels good in your shoulders. You can use your blanket if you'd like over your body, or I like to place them over my eyes, the blanket, just to block out the light. Everyone, take a nice deep breath into your belly. Breathe it as deeply as you can so your abdomen expands. And then you'll slowly, as slowly as you ever have, breathe out. Extending that exhalation. There's a bit of tension that starts to build as you breathe out more. And then we'll breathe in slow and full all the way into your belly. One more time, very extended exhalation. Keep breathing out. Breathing out. Keep breathing out. And just let your breath be more natural here. Kind of awesome. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, maybe your jaw, wiggle it side to side. You can also move your head side to side. Just waking yourself up. If you'd like, you can reach the arms over your head and stretch your feet towards the back of the room, just long stretch through your body. And hug your knees in towards your chest and roll over to one side into a fetal position. Take a deep breath into your back body here in fetal. And use your top arm to press up away from the ground. Just find your way all the way up and into a seat. Once you've found a seat, take your hands, place them together in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra. And we'll close our practice today with one Om, followed by Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So a deep breath all the way in, please. And out. And breath into Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bow your head to your heart, to the light that shines in every one of us. I bow. Namaste. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I really appreciate all those breath cues, because I just breathe the first few minutes when there's breath cues and then
And
forget.
then you forget, yeah.
Like, I loved every last one of them.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Yeah, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
It
does, because I won't remember to do it unless you say it.
Oh, hopefully nobody has any snakes or mice or anything like that.